HyperScribe real-time entry using a MIDI keyboard and metronome beat. Still another Finale note entry method is HyperScribe entry, where you use a MIDI keyboard to play in the notes to a metronome beat. There are several ways to use this note entry method, allowing anyone with or without piano skills to use it successfully. If you would like to try HyperScribe entry, create a new Symphony No. 28 score and follow these directions. I will use the violin 1 part to demo how it works. It is assumed that you have your MIDI keyboard plugged into your computer and that it is working with Finale. Before using HyperScribe, set up these recording parameters in Finale in order to notate the music accurately. Click on the HyperScribe tool, the tool with pictures of a keyboard and microphone. Click on the HyperScribe menu that goes with the tool. We have a few things to set up under the first 3 items under this menu before we enter notes. Under the first item, beat source, playback and/or click. Next to MIDI input tempo, highlight Use this tempo button. This allows you to set your metronome speed for recording only. Just remember, when playing in the notes, it's always better to record at a slower tempo in order to notate the music accurately. Once the notes are entered, you can always go back and change the playback tempo. Next, to beat equals, click on the unit of beat for your metronome click. Next, to start signal for recording, the default setting is already set to None, Record Immediately. Click on the Click and Count Off button. The default count off in the Measures box is 2 bars for free before the recording begins. You may change this number if desired. All other items are default settings and don't need changing. Click OK and OK. Back to the HyperScribe menu under the second item, Record Mode. Here we can choose to record into one staff, playing in with one hand only. This option is used most often. The other option is split into 2 staves to play in both hands at the same time. In order to record with both hands simultaneously, you would need at least a 4-octave MIDI keyboard, and you would need to set up a split point between the treble and bass staves. For this demo, I will just record into one staff. Back to the HyperScribe menu under the third item, HyperScribe Options. The most important item to set in this window is the Quant Settings button, which stands for quantization. Quantization is the smallest note value you will be entering in your score. Look at the music you will be playing to determine the smallest note value and then set the quantization accordingly. You can change this setting as needed to accommodate various sections of a score. Under Smallest Note Value, click on the smallest note value that you will be entering. Click the No Tuplets button, which is the most often used option. If you're entering triplets, you would need to choose Space Notes Evenly in Beat. Click OK and OK. Just a note, a metronome marking in your score will override any slower HyperScribe tempo that you set for recording. We'll delete the marking from the score now, HyperScribe in the notes, and then add the marking back to the score when we're finished. Playing in the pitches and rhythm together. Click on the Start measure. The metronome click starts and a note entry box appears on the staff. Wait for the 2-bar count off. Play in the notes and rhythm to the metronome beat. Play legato and hold notes for their full value. Do not play articulations. They will be entered separately. Click anywhere on the page to stop recording. If you have limited keyboard skills, Another HyperScribe option is to play the rhythm of the music using a single key on your MIDI keyboard, and then use the Repitch tool to enter the correct pitches while retaining the rhythmic values. The Repitch tool is also a great arranging tool to quickly enter pitches in sections of music in a score where multiple instruments have the same rhythmic content. Watch the next video to see how it works.